my whole thesis is just like kind of being more interconnected with the students as well, and also just like facilitating a different type of learning environment. I think it's, sorry, my cat is yelling at me and it's incredibly distracting. I think it's incredibly valuable for both the students and for somebody who is a student and also wants to continue to learn and to help kind of like, in order to continue to learn and grow, I think it's really crucial to understand how learning is facilitated and how it can be facilitated towards others. And so I think by understanding what goes into the process of organizing information and organizing this environment of learning and how all the different forms that could take, is both valuable to you, but also valuable to others, especially if you're trying to break the kind of the molds. And I think in both my classes, that's kind of what I really like strove for, was to create like a very accessible and also very like self-driven type of like learning environment and curriculum. And so I think to be able to foster that for others and create almost like clubs of camaraderie rather than like classroom environments, I think that has been just super crucial. And so I mean, why should you teach? Because you can have your own club and get college credit for it and have all this like community. And then why should you take a class? Because you can literally have all of these clubs and communities and still get college credit for it. Like the reminder I keep kind of like the bit I keep telling my class is like, we cheated the system, guys. We have an art club that we get to like actually like engage in and actually get something from it in a deeper way, besides just it's for ourselves. Not a deeper way, sorry, in a not deeper way, in a more bureaucratical way.
One, I think, well, I'm still definitely trying to learn all the time. But there's like a few books that Bell Hooks has published on pedagogy and what it means to have a liberatory classroom and making the education space feel very communal and also recognizes that we're all whole human beings, and not just in some like liberal sense, but we're all people within these systems of oppression and domination. And so we're not in some kind of vacuum where you can just like pretend that we exist apart from that and be really strict and harsh about grading. And we know that a lot of grading policies don't really it employs shame and pressure and capitalist notions of time and labor onto the students, and it often it's multiply margin. And so that's why for my quote unquote class, I'm not even calling it a class, I'm calling it a study group. I don't necessarily have any kind of traditional grading at all. Like I trust that they will read and watch stuff when they can. And because the reality is like I have a lot of survivors in my class, like survivors of interpersonal and state violence, and then also like a lot of working class people of color. And I'm not going to place that kind of hold on to them like the rest of the classes they're taking. And so I'm always what is actually the kind of like liberatory and radical education we want, and what do I have to remove, what do I have to unlearn, and how do I shift all of these like practices that we do in academia. And for me, I always like return to thinkers and revolutionaries that have been at the margin, because that's what we should always be doing. Like I haven't read every single, bell hooks essay or book, but I think that we should all keep trying to always learn from those who are most marginalized and impacted, that have been doing the work.